Hi. Word of advice, do not move from Orlando to Cape Canaveral when you have to host a show in Orlando. Uh, I broke every speed limit getting back here, so I made it. Yay. Shh. Lower expectations. Lower expectations. So as Benoit mentioned, this is Authentic Selves. This is our fourth poetry show, our third in the Authentic Selves series. I am glad to see that the crowd is getting bigger and bigger each time. The series has become more than I think any of us could have hoped for and asked for. We're really enjoying seeing people's raw thought, emotions, feelings in whatever medium that you choose to share with us. So looking forward to that again tonight. One announcement, if you are here for the open mic or still want to sign up for the open mic, please let Nadia know, wave your hand. We had to find some of you in the crowd the last time, so we're not gonna do that this time. All right, so our featured poet is going to be coming up shortly. She goes by Imani Love. So when we first put out, when we were doing our original show, and we said, who wants to perform? Who wants to do open mic? Imani contacted me and said, I would love to perform. I was like, okay, great. Here's what we're doing. And she's like, well, I do erotic poetry. And I was like, okay, let's see some of it. And she sent me a video. And I said, well, you probably can't do that here. And we may have to bring it down just a touch, but I love pushing all boundaries. So I was like, please come in May. So I'm very excited to have her here, erotic author, poet, performer, and goddess of love. Imani performs in the US, the UK, the Europe, and Australia. And she has been performing for the last 12 years. She has not performed in Orlando for some time, so we're really excited that she's in the country and in Florida, in Orlando, in our little house to perform for us. So I'm gonna get off of the stage and take a breath and have a glass of wine and bring Imani up. Thank you.
Peace, family. Yay, that's way better. Hi. My name is Imani Love, as Lauren said. Oh, pause. Lauren, moving from Orlando to Cape Canaveral? Yeah, moved from Cape Canaveral to St. Petersburg and then drove back to Orlando for this. I got you beat. I have been performing erotic poetry for, like she said, over a decade. I started in St. Petersburg at an open mic, and it kind of escalated a little bit because, a few months after I did, actually, I started on a dare. I went to the open mic, and there was someone on stage who was, kind of that one professor you had in college that had that monotone voice? And it was that dry eyes guy. Yeah, that person was on stage. And I was like, oh man, this is driving me crazy. I want him to, energy or something. And my friend was like, well, if you think you can do better, go ahead. And I said, challenge accepted. And I wrote a poem right there at the table. And I went up there and I performed the poem. And they were like, oh, we like this. And they invited me to come back. And I kept coming back and I kept coming back. And then about 3 or 4 months later, I'm at Starbucks with my boss. I was working at the St. Petersburg Times at the time. My boss. And, they write your name on the cup, and the barista said, oh, Imani Love, you're the one that does that. And I was like, oh, yes, I do that poem. And she started reciting said poem to me in the Starbucks in front of my boss. It was great. That's how I knew this was catching on. So I use that poem to introduce myself every single time, just because now it's funny. I have a disclaimer. This is erotic poetry. I will say curse words. I will say words about part of your anatomy that are slang. If they are offensive, I'm apologizing to you now, but I'm not going to change it. So let's start with the first poem that I introduced myself. It's called Addicted. This is a public service announcement. Hi, my name is Imani Love, and I'm addicted to pussy. I'm a punani fiend, a carpet-munching fool. I will get on my knees and beg for a hit of that shit that makes me high. I'm hooked, and I do not want to be cured. I'm the best kind of addict to have around because my addiction has very few side effects. I can take hit after hit after hit, and the only downside is that damn pussy might go to sleep. And my affliction is diverse too. I can get it in all forms just like any other drug on the street. I like tall pussy, short pussy, fuzzy pussy, shaved pussy, jeweled pussy, wet pussy. Just as long as it is clean pussy, I can lick it, suck it, swallow it, and if I'm good, I keep a constant supply of it. But I'm the worst kind of addict too, because when I don't have enough of it, I might steal yours. And once I get hold of it, I will lick it and suck it in ways you've never imagined. And now what used to be your pussy is an addict too. It's addicted to me. And it wants hit after hit after hit. And before you know it, that damn pussy is on her knees begging for a hit of that shit that made her high. It is a vicious cycle. This is a public service announcement. Beware of that snatch, that crotch, that sweet, sticky treat that makes men and women alike go weak. And my name is Imani Love. Thanks. So that's how I introduce myself. That's how we get the night going. Just kind of give you an idea of what you're in for. So yeah, so I did that piece and it really became very popular. And I had a friend, coworker, colleague who came to an open mic with me, and I did a piece similar to that. And she became very, very interested in what I do. Very interested in what I do. And she was straight. So it became very interesting how she responded to me because I was like, you're not supposed to be acting like this. I'm pretty sure you have a fiance. Yep. So this next piece is about her. Now, bear with me because I haven't done this piece in quite a while, but I felt like, since we're talking about authentic selves, this piece talks about accepting your authentic self. So I figured it was fitting for the evening. Okay, so you want to roll with me here? This piece is called Fire. I exist to corrupt her pure thoughts of a heterosexual existence. I cause turmoil in her happy life by being the smoldering kindling of past desires for the touch of a woman. I spark fire. My very presence is a curse of distraction from the mundane tasks of a straight woman determined to hide her true self from not only the world, but herself. She cowers behind false proclamations of sincerity when spewing words denouncing the yearning that is so evident it screams when her mouth is silent. I spark fire. The longing in her eyes is vaguely veiled by the lust that her touch gives hint to. One kiss from my lips, and she breathes a heavy sigh of relief, Or is it freedom from her chains of denial? My moist tongue on her breast, and she melts into my awaiting arms. The battle is soon done. I spark fire. Her body against mine, her hands on my hips, her fingers dancing in my wet playground as we venture into the forbidden land of carnal pleasure. I lick her fingers to consume the essence of pure ecstasy, and I bury my head between her thighs to remind her what it feels like to be alive. I spark a fire. Her hands in my hair, her legs on my shoulders. She quivers and moans and lets me know she has been resurrected. Her spirit may have lain dormant, buried deep within her soul, but to taste life's yearning for just a fleeting moment gives her hope of a reality defined by true acceptance of self. I spark a fire, never extinguished. Peace, family. That was about the straight girl. She ended up getting married. Not to that guy, but she did get married. So let's talk about authentic selves. One of the things that I found, and I travel a lot, as Lauren said, is when I travel, I find that when I talk to people, they tend to express things to me that they wouldn't typically express to anyone else. So when you're talking about your authentic self, what does that mean to you? Like, how do you express your authentic self? You see what I do. I talk about sex. It's as authentic as I can get. But talk to me, because I like audience engagement, and if I don't get audience engagement, I will come sit on your lap. So, talk to me. How do you express your authentic self? Come on, the wine should have loosened you up by now. You write. Do you write stories, books? No, there's no such thing as trying to write poetry. You write poetry. You write poetry. The thing about poetry that people don't realize is it is just an expression of your thoughts and feelings. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. If it happens to translate to someone else, you're winning. But if it translates to you, you've won. Anyone else?
I found myself coaching. I just coached a bunch of 3 to 5 year old boys, and I really enjoy myself.
Coaching what sport?
Soccer.
Ooh, that's high
One of the experience
energy.
I've had in years.
Oh, that's awesome. We love the little ones, don't we?
I do.
That energy is everything. Awesome. So at this point in the show, I typically ask for a volunteer to join me on stage. Said volunteer must be comfortable with being touched inappropriately while sitting here. I see you pointing at your friend. The key to volunteering is that person has to want to get on stage. You can't be. So the next piece I'd like to do is talking about fantasies. Anybody have an idea of what that might lead to?
Come on, y'all, don't be shy.
Yeah. Don't be shy because I will come get you. I love Super Shy. Join us.
My hands are sweating really good.
What's your name, love?
My name's Bailey.
Bailey. Thank you, Bailey. Bailey, are you comfortable with me touching you slightly inappropriately because I was told to turn it down? Tone it down. Yes. Okay. Bailey, is there anyone here who would be uncomfortable with me touching you inappropriately? Okay. There's been an issue before. So the next piece is called Tell Me Your Fantasy. Tell me your fantasy, baby. Whisper to me. Tell me what you want me to hear. Tell me how you want to be whisked away to a deserted island, made love to on the soft white beach, while the deep blue waves crash over your body. Tell me your fantasy, baby. Whisper to me. Tell me how, when you're at work, chained to your computer, you picture me there, under your desk. I said, I'd be good. Licking your pussy while your boss walks by and asks for that report. Tell me your fantasy, baby. Your secret is safe with me. Tell me how you want to go into Fredericks of Hollywood, try on that sexy lingerie, and how you want me to put your face against the mirror, turn you around, and finger fuck you while you try to be quiet. Shh. Tell me your fantasy, baby. My lips are sealed. Tell me how you want me to blindfold you, handcuff your wrist, tie your legs apart, lay you on your stomach, and fuck you till your screams can be heard by the elderly couple down the street with their hearing aids off. Tell me your fantasy, baby. I won't tell anyone. Tell me how you came here secretly waiting for me to take you into the bathroom, sit you on the counter, close the stall door, and do all the things your partner you came here with won't do. And do them well. Tell me your fantasy, baby. I won't tell anyone. Tell me how you want to know what it's like to be on stage with Imani Love while she acts out each and every one of her poems and bedtime stories, one by one, slowly, and on camera. Tell me your fantasy, baby. Your secret is safe with me. I won't tell anyone unless you want me to. Peace, family. Thank you, Bailey. See? It wasn't bad. Thank you so much, love. See, I was good, Lauren. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I did this video for a contest. It was a creative contest. You were supposed to write a poem and do a video interpretation of it, and the best interpretation won the contest. So I'll show you the video, and then I'll tell you how I did. Cool? All right. So this piece is called Exotic Dancer, and I'm going to step off to the side and let you enjoy it. Creamy skin and long hair, body dusted with glitter and oils. She smells so sweet. She glides by each person and lets them smell her essence, each one taking her in their own way. The handsome brother in the corner pictures her holding his hand, walking on the beach. The older Italian man sees his daughter's best friend, whom he's lusted over for years, but never let his mind wander this far. The lesbian in the front row remembers the last time she tasted her sweet pussy. She rules them as she takes the stage. Muscular limbs swinging and twirling, hips gyrating, demonstrating her sexual prowess. She's a predator. She struts around and makes the other women hate her and love her all at once. They want to be her. They want to be with her. And they want what she's got in more ways than one. Those she has indulged can't get enough of her. Those she shunned are consumed by her. She dances and they are mesmerized, entranced by her body's every move. She controls them. Their dollars fall at her feet, not even meriting acknowledgement if less than a 10. 20s make it to her garter belt, 50s and 100s enter her thigh-high boots. Only the best bottle of champagne will do, and then, and only then, she might dance for you. She's a sex goddess, and they bow to her, imagining what she would do to them. Would she be as gentle as her graceful moves? Would she crush them between her awesome thighs? How would her hands feel on their skin? When she licks her large round breasts, they can feel her tongue lash at them. Does her pussy taste as good as they imagine? Is a kiss from her plump, glossed lips as penetrating as her eyes? What makes her a blessing and a sin? What keeps them coming back religiously, making the stage her collection plate, showering her with their hard-earned time? She preaches to them. Her voice and words are silky, and they slide in their ears and drip through their souls. Subliminal messages of loyalty. I'm here for you, baby. You can see me whenever you want to. Next service is Friday night, with a repeat sermon on Saturday night. Don't miss a week, or your spirit will lack fulfillment. You know I love you as much as you love me. Then the song ends, and the bartender shouts last call. Her ass switching, hair swinging. Her parting glances pierce hearts as she blows them a kiss goodnight. See you tomorrow night, baby. I'll be waiting. And they'll be back. What'd you think? So I won. That got me $100. So yeah, expressing yourself, I thought that piece was kind of contradictory because it's about a stripper. We were in a playground. Actually, that was filmed here in Orlando. That guy walking by, he walked by 4 times. There was literally a soccer game right next to us. We taped that at like dusk, and there was like a soccer game. There was people walking. It was like in the neighborhood, so there was houses. People were sitting on their porch watching us. It was great. We were out there for like 2 hours. Fantastic. It was so much fun. Little quirky thing. I had laryngitis. Yep, I had to record that. They had to dub my voice in because I had lost my voice the night before from performing. It's great what videography can do. So I have one more piece, which is a complete and utter lie, and I'll explain why afterwards. And then I'll take a couple questions, and then we'll go on with the open mic portion, right? So the last piece is a complete and utter lie, and I'll explain why afterwards, but it's called I'm Not a Writer. I am not a writer, but I have a vivid imagination, a knack for putting it into words and the words on paper. I can take you on trips to foreign lands, dining in the finest restaurants, and shopping in the most glamorous stores without spending a dime. I can get into your mind and stay there for days, weeks, and months at a time. I'm not a writer, but I can finesse you, caress you, undress you, molest you, ingest you, and digest you without ever touching your skin. I can lick your nipples, suck your toes, and make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. I can suck your clit and put you in more positions than the freakiest porno flick, and we've never even met. My paper is my bed. My pen is my tongue. And my words are my sex toys. And I will fuck you as long as you want me to. But I'm not a writer. I'm just a woman who loves words, an adoring fan of the alphabet and how well they get along. I am a freak. And I love the fact that I don't have to be a whore to make love to a room full of people at one time. I just did. But I'm not a writer. I am an erotic poet. Peace, family. So, that is a complete and utter lie because I am a writer. I've written 2 books and I have another book in the series on the way. My books are called Adventures in Eroticism. The first one is called Adventures in Eroticism 4 Seasons, and it's erotic short stories based on the 4 seasons of the year. And the second one is called Adventures in Eroticism Workplace, and it is erotic short stories based on different professions. Like there's a judge, there's a librarian, there's a cop, TSA agent, because I travel a lot and we had to write about them. Yeah, and so I wrote these books and I have more coming in the series as soon as I sit my little behind down and finish writing. But I say all that to say is, if you would like to take me home with you tonight, you can do so for just the low price of $10. No, I have what's called digital download cards, and they have one of those books and all the poems you heard tonight and a few more that are on my CD. So if you'd like one of those digital download cards, see me after the show. Does anyone have any questions for me?
When's the first time you wrote one of these pieces?
About 20 some odd years ago. I actually longer than that. My first time writing a piece was in middle school. I wrote something in middle school, and actually through middle school and high school, I was the girl who wrote erotic short stories for her friends. Like it was like couples. I was like, it's our anniversary. We've been like 3 months together, and I want to write something for my boyfriend. And so I would write these erotic stories, having absolutely no information. I was a virgin until I was 22, knew nothing, but my imagination was on point because they loved these stories. Anyone else? Thank you so much for having me. It has been a pleasure. I look forward to talking to you. If you'd like to find me on social media, my name is spelled I-A-N-I, love. That's I-M-M-A-N-I, love. Peace, family.
So actually, the video that Amani sent me was of the first poem, doing some other stuff while reading it. And I was like, yes, we're doing this. So her intro poem was her introduction to me and to all of you. And so here we are. You did tone it down, though. I appreciate you. Yeah, you did. You did. Even with the hands, you did tone it down. So one of Amani's favorite quotes is, "Why should I be ashamed to describe what nature was not ashamed to create?" Which is by Pietro Aretino. I hope I said that right. And not only is that a great quote for tonight, but what this whole series represents. Do not be ashamed to talk about anything. Or in the case of tonight, if we want to go back to 90s pop culture, let's talk about sex, baby. Salt and pepper, anybody here with me? Yeah. And just one more anecdote. When I've read poetry or recorded it, I've had people say that I sound very sensual or sultry or have a soothing voice. And I'm like, all right. One of my coworkers who only hears me on Teams or in meetings says, you talk like the way you would talk to someone you want to fall in love with you. And I was like, you got that out of an engineering design review? Like, is that what's going on? Is that how I talk to chief engineers? Maybe that's why we pass. I don't know. Hopefully for the rocket, it does something good. I didn't understand that until I talked to Amani on Facebook video one night late, cameras off because we were both in pajamas, and I was like, oh, that's what that sounds like. So I'm very happy that you made it out here, and even though your mother wasn't able to make it, today is Amani's mother's birthday. Yvonne. So we still want to wish her a happy birthday, and this will be the first show that I do not send to my mother. So I am going to bring Nadia up on stage, and she is going to do the open mic portion of our show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for once I'm not coming back up here.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Is it hot in here or what? Imani, you made us all hot. Hot and bothered. As a queer woman, I'm very excited about your poems. My name is Nadia Garzón. I am the founder and executive director of Descolonizarte Teatro. That's my organization. We're a Latinx theater organization. And I am one of the organizers and hosts of the poetry night here at Timucua. And I'm super excited to be here. I'm also the wordplay chair here at Timucua, so I have all of the links to Timucua. I'm excited to introduce the open mic section. Okay, so let's see. Cadence the poet, are you still here? Oh yes, you're still here. Yes, all right.
Hello, I'm Julie. I also go by Cadence the Poet. My vibe is going to be much different. I write mostly mommy poetry. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit here. But kind of sticking in line with the authentic self, motherhood isn't always glamorous. And this first poem, I'm going to share two short poems. This first poem is called Me Time. This poem will be a lullaby, spoken in quiet, hushed tones. Everything I speak must be a lullaby, because I'm never really alone. Me time, hidden in the bathroom. Me time, eyes closed, centering myself, lying in the center of the living room, under a pile of tiny people, still counts as me time before the world is awake, because I can chase my dreams as long as it doesn't interfere with my motherly duties. Yes, I must clothe them and bathe them, keep them full, nourish their minds, nurture what's mine, but always with a smile, or at least a calm demeanor. Never mean or taking too much me time. Girls' strips, a full night's sleep anywhere, an afternoon without a care. Me time, overload of gratitude for babysitters, like really saying thank you too many times. Me time, regaining my strength, foot to pavement in worn soles after birthing warm souls. Me time, hot water hugging back aches, never ending back aches. Back massages, the time to make art collages, the capacity for anything from the top shelf to come down into use. Me time, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So go ahead and fill me up with me time. Disclaimer, all me time must be between the hours of children are sleeping and house is clean. Please do not allow your ambition to interrupt the day. That's their time. Thank you. And this last piece is called To Be. Just be yourself. A simple request with the ultimate reward. You can achieve peace if you can just be who you are. No, not who you think you should become, your vision of self-perfection, a corrected version of you in your current state. I mean, be who you are right now. Can you do it? Have you forgiven yourself enough for the mistakes you made in haste? Do you hate yourself too much to just soak in your own stillness? Uncloak yourself from the disguise. How you love to hide behind the complicated layers of what you are thinking and why you shouldn't act on those thoughts, or should, or could, or would, or on and on and on and on. Before all of that, before thought is energy, the energy of you, who you are. You are energy. You cannot ignore such a force that is so powerful. It will give you answers that no Google search will achieve, no award you can receive. Let us see that force, be that force, the energy of us. We are all just energy. Become who you've been all along by recognizing you were there before you could overthink it. Thank you.
Thank you, Cadence. I'm just kind of loving the audience. We're like so excited about the sexy poetry, and then the mommy poetry, we're like, yes. Like, all right, awesome. Riley Forrest, thank you for being here, Riley.
Hello, I am Riley Forrest. So I have two pieces. It's Take You to Another Curve, not mommy things. I'm no mother, except to my dog. But all right, this first one is called Chemistry. So I'm hanging with my Fenny, Addie, Zanny, Molly, Mary, all my favorite girls. I'm looking for that H, that N2O, that THC, that C10H12N2O, that LOVE, because I just want to feel free. I just want to be me, feeling that bliss, lighting that cig between every kiss, asking how far should I go? How much can I know? They say knowledge is power, and I'm not opposed. When I met you, I knew an ounce of your love would make weaning off my street, made dopamine, make my ass want to stay clean. I drink the paint, huff the yellow, fill my soul with the color of sunshine, chew off my ear, a tribute to you, my dear. You see, the difference between me and you isn't that big. Two bodies made from dust, now that our energies are here, there is no turning back. Our spirits are here. So raise your glass, fog the mirrors, cut the crack, shed your tears, let it all go, let your emotions flow. For you and I are one. We are chemistry, whether you react to me or not. My attraction to you is like that of two hydrogens to an oxygen. When I am next to you, my stardust in me comes alive again. My atoms dance. I am not fragile like a flower. I am fragile like a bomb. Just like chemistry, just like how baking is a chemistry. Add too much water and your bread won't rise. Add too much water and our lungs will fill. Add too much pressure and the rock becomes a diamond. Add too much pressure and our minds will crack. Life is a science. I call myself a researcher. There are so many experiments yet to be done. I say I am done. I am done. But everyone knows for an experiment to be valid, it needs to be repeated 3 times for accuracy. So when I tell you I want to get clean, make sure I say it 3 times. And when you tell me that you love me, make sure you say it 3 times, because we are chemistry. And on the days that I only hear you say it once, I will tell myself this. My energy is already here, so I can no longer become any more destroyed than I can become alive, so I will do something. I will do something with my atoms, my molecules. I will let the mitochondria be the motherfucking powerhouses of the cells. I'll do something. Inhale the O2, exhale the CO2, add some fuel, fucking blow. All right. And this next one is called 23 Tallies. The number of times I have been discriminated against has to, by now, exceed the number of lines that have been carved into my body. It gets too difficult to count every number when my mind obsesses over every number that comes across my line of vision. I carved numbers, I carved lines of tallies in my skin to keep score. How did the game work and what was the score for? I have yet to find out. I did it anyway, just in case. Just in case I ended up winning. Carving lines in my bodies for every number. Every time I was not smart enough, black enough, French enough, white enough, feminine enough, young enough, sick enough, old enough, skinny enough, sick enough, good enough, enough, enough. 14 times, that is the number of times I have said the word enough 15 times in this poem. Do you think that is enough 16 times, or should I say it one more time to just get the point across? If I could just get the damn point across, enough 17 to run parallel to the tally marks on my wrist, then I think it would be enough 18. I started going by Riley. Every time I heard Renee, I would think of that little girl whose body endured so much trauma that she did not know what to do with it. Renee means to be reborn, and every day I went as Renee, I would try to rebirth myself to just be enough 19, of whatever would get me through the day. Riley means brave, courageous warrior. Brave enough 20 to be able to stop keeping score on my body. Courageous enough 21 to be able to stop counting. Now that I think about it, no matter what name I call myself, I will always be disabled. There's no cure for what I have, not yet anyway. The doctors just don't know enough, 22, about fibromyalgia yet. Riley, we, you, me, I am enough, 23. And someday I will stop counting. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley. That's exactly what we're looking for, just being our authentic selves here, you know, with all the stuff that we carry and what our body has to share. And it's just so beautiful to have this space. I'm so excited to be part of this. All right, let's call the next person. It's going to be someone who has been on this stage before, because I know I've introduced you before and I recognized you when you came in. Harold.
First and foremost, I'd like to pay my respects to the Creator without whom nothing is possible. I'd like to welcome you all with the warmest of greetings, and that is the greetings of peace and love. Because of where we now stand, we forget where we once sat. In the middle 1800s, there was a slave by the name of Dred Scott who fought for the rights for him and his family to be considered American citizens. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court, where he lost. The judgment being that the Constitution of the United States was not meant to recognize anyone of African descent as an American citizen. So that means that there was a time when the flag of the United States did not represent black people. And to do so would have caused their incarceration, if not their death. So there was a time where, because now we were standing, we forget where we once sat. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is better to sit on the pillars of God, and it is better to sit on the throne of God than to stand on the pillars of men. That is my pledge of allegiance. My heart beats tick, tock, to the rhythm of the element of time, so it's tick, tock. When I take my last breath and I leave this planet Earth, it's tick, stop. Then the breath that I breathe is the element of ether. I remember when I had my first child, so the water I gave is the water of life. I remember when I worked my first poem, it was based on my philosophy of life, or so I thought, because I soon realized that it was really just a collection of someone else's ideas on thought, and those justified the act of slavery. But Socratic method states that the definition of understanding is definition, which means that position is more than the word, it's the physical reality of a position. So the quote-unquote ghetto is a thought-out plan, preconceived condition. How to keep and make a slave, deny him of his history, deny him of his culture, erases history from the page, blow the image of his face off the face of the Sphinx, burn, then rewrite the books. Because if you control what he learns, it's easy to control what he thinks. So now in front of these same faces, he'll run the fastest so he can run the races. Then on the podium he places the flag, sewn by these same races, over his shoulder. He fights, he kills, he dies for America. He's a real American soldier. But then when the games and the war is over, with the same gold medal and Purple Heart pinned to his chest, what does he encounter? He's denied the right to sit at the same counter. So give me liberty or give me death. It seems ironic that I say these two different words in the same breath. It seems ironic that I sit or I stand on trial today. Not because I'm guilty of a crime, but because I said what society didn't want me to say. So they say it's for the act of desecration of the flag. And I say, fine. But was not slavery the act of desecration of a man, of a people, who only for the color of their skin was deemed not equal? But did not these same people tread barren land to produce bread when hungry Americans needed to be fed? And to define America in war was not that same bloodshed? So with those thoughts in mind, if I choose not to stand, it's not to disrespect the flag, but out of respect for that disrespected man. So on this day, with those words said, if my death is how you define justice, I say fine. Define me as just, and define me as dead. Now think about the words that I just said, and we're going to let the dead bury the dead. Because on this day, we're going to stand amongst the living. And on the day of resurrection, be one of the risen, forgiven. And we're going to sit down and rewrite the Constitution according to the laws of God. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Liberty and justice for all.
Evie, ven acá.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to say that I'm very nervous because this is my first open mic performance. So this piece is about freedom and my idea of freedom in my childhood and in my place of worship and how that transferred into now. And so I hope you guys enjoy, and it's called Bird Set Free. I thought I was free at the carnival, screaming at the top of my lungs with my hands in the air. I thought I was free riding my bike around the block, whistling wind, cold yet comforting. I thought I was free when I got my license from my dad, only to tell me it's not as easy as it seems, you still have ways to go. But see, what they didn't already know was in my mind, I was already free, and the car was another escape to get to where I needed to be. I wanted to be in the place where I felt free. I'm not talking about a club or about a park. I'm talking about a place of worship where I left my heart and I thought I was free. But free doesn't always mean you're captured into the walls that are seemingly the same, where every person is color coordinated into the same jail cell, matching in unison, numbered by the 12, the only time when we're unity, truly at the end of our prayers. Sorry. I thought I was free when the trauma felt like triumph, when actually the triumph was in my trial, when I went through things other kids my age didn't have to go through. Freedom of religion to express what didn't depress my mind. My mind was cultivated by the fact that I couldn't do such a crime as have another friend outside the walls. But what I failed to see was that I was alone, hiding in the darkness, holding on to my very own jar of guilt because I thought I was free like the birds that fly above, the bird set free that I thought I was, the bird set free that I sang, yet never knew of. Not the bird that holds the olive branch, for is the fight for freedom failure if our faith hasn't freed us from the fake foundations that have stopped our wings from spreading the truth? If even the motto of our country is in God we trust, then why do we feel the need to submit to higher ups whose limits are metal rims around our souls, not to protect, but pull us from our purpose? The fight is not ongoing. This is it. To the ones trying to silence my song, I am no longer caged. And to the ones who are free, proudly wear unity as a banner to wave as you soar above the trees, because you were always able to reach more than surrounding cities and numbers you felt filled the family void. So fly in color, showing your victory has always been within you. Fly in obedience to the familiar voice of the Father who did not go far. Fly forward, remembering your cage, yet knowing your limits were part of your past flights. Find yourself as you fly, for this is freedom.
Chris is our executive director here at Temoqua, and someone who has been very loving and open and just welcoming to Descolonizarte Teatro, my organization, when we launched in 2019, and we become just partners ever since there, working together to bring some art to Central Florida. So, yay!
I do feel weird being up here on this night. This has quickly become, since our poetry monthly series started in February, become one of my favorite things that we do. I've been the yep, round of applause, round of applause. I started as the executive director in 2016, so we've done 600 shows in that time period, and these last few poetry and open mic events have been really, really special because we see like totally different people from month to month and different subject matter and people bearing their souls and surprising themselves and surprising each other. It's a really powerful thing to behold, and those moments of transformation, those individual moments of transformation that each of you have the first time that you read, whether it's here or whether it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago, for the seasoned poets in the crowd. Those special moments, everyone should have them. That's what I believe. That's what motivates me in my life, is to create the opportunity for people to have those experiences. And that's what this place was for me. Thanks to Benoit and Hélène who built it. Let's have a round of applause for Benoit and Hélène. But I came here the first time I played music here in 2008. I was a student, and we were doing a graduate school recital. And I'm like, cool, we're doing a house show. I've done that before, no big deal. I was in a punk band when I was 12, and we did house shows. We played in people's driveways and at skate parks. I'm like, cool, we'll do a house show. And I walked into this living room, and I went like this. And I'm like, okay, literally anything is possible. And that moment that I had, that's what I want everybody to have. That's what's so special about this, because I see it happening month to month. I just saw it happen, like it just happened. So that's so cool. And you know, my closing remarks, other than like, I hope you will come back again. I think this is the biggest crowd that we've had, but it should be packed. This is the best thing you could do with your time, right? Just like come and have this kind of experience, connect with people, bare your soul, be there for somebody else who's being vulnerable, right? It's so special. It's not to be taken for granted. To have a space where you can say anything. That's very special. It's very precious. We have to protect it. We have to nurture it. And it's not a given in this day and age. So one more round of applause for Lauren, our amazing host. And for Nadia, our other amazing host. And that's all I've got, so I hope you'll come back. Thank you all so much. Unless you want to hear me read some haiku. I had a backup plan here, which was to read some haiku. Okay, I'm not a poet. I am a professional performer. I may not be a poet, but that was intentional. Okay, so I have curated a selection of 5 haiku for you. By one of the great 4 of the Japanese haiku artists of the 18th century. So here we have 5 haiku from Isa. And I'm going to even try and I'm going to do it up a little bit. Okay. A sermon at the crossroads. A lot of gibberish. But this also is spring tranquility. The Uguisu sings, eyeing critically my house. Rain is leaking in. What do you think of it, assembled dolls? As we grow old, even the length of the day is a cause of tears. A calm, sunny day, the monk of a mountain temple peeps through a part of the fence. 5 haiku from Isa.
Thank you, and we'll see you on the 3rd Sunday.
This project was made possible by our season sponsors, Orange County, United Arts, the state of Florida, and ACS. Our wonderful board members. We thank our donors and members, as well as our business sponsors. Please thank them for their support for Timucua.